Okay, that was a bit too much. My name is Ghost, and welcome to the first devlog of this channel. To start off, a bit of background about myself. I haven't had any formal education on developing video games. Everything I know is pretty much either self-taught or just learned from YouTube videos. So I've been making games on and off for over 4 years now, but haven't really made anything too impressive, and in reality most of my games just end up being prototypes due to just high expectations or just the lack of discipline to finish the project. And the ones that do get somewhere aren't really that great, to be honest. But that's the reason I'm starting this YouTube channel, just to sort of push myself forward, and I want to document the newer projects I'm working on. Maybe I'll make some tutorials down the line if anyone's interested in them. So the type of game that I'll be making is a Pong style game. Everybody knows Pong. So I decided to recreate it and expand off of the core gameplay and explore new mechanics and add new interesting things to the game. To start off, I drew on my sketchbook and made a little game mode that I thought would be fun. And then I went in Unity and started working on the prototype. I started by making the paddle move, try to get the feel for it. I forgot to use time.delta time, so things were going crazy fast. But now you can see I fixed it up and now it's moving a lot smoother. Next up, I added the game boundaries to make sure the ball stays within the game. And I disabled the mesh renderer so you don't really see those boundaries there. To make the ball bounce, what I first tried was using a physics material. This really didn't give me the results I wanted. The ball sometimes gets stuck in a loop and it's just not very fun to play. So then I decided to script my own bouncing behavior and ignore that. But I got some interesting results. The ball is less likely to get stuck in some kind of continuous loop. So basically how it works is if the ball hits the center of the paddle, it will bounce off with no angle, and the farther it hits from the center, it will have a more angled bounce. Up next, I duplicated the paddle and just have it set to the same input so that way I could control it, and I noticed that the bounce wasn't working properly. So I went in the code and just changed up some stuff to make sure that it bounces off on regardless of what direction the ball's coming in at. And I did a quick score system with just some simple UI. I didn't go too much in depth with it because I'm not exactly sure how I want the scoring to be working. If it's like classic Pong, it should be pretty easy, but I might make it a little bit different and more interesting. But with the basic score system, you can see we already have pretty much Pong playing right now. That's Pong right there. So I went in and added a simple menu, and I noticed that the game starts very abruptly when I hit play. So I changed it up a little bit and just have the player serve the ball instead of having it spawn at the center. It's a little bit different from regular Pong, but this might even change down the line. I'm not exactly sure where I'm going with this project, to be totally honest. Then I added some blocks in the game just to have that little block breaker idea that I had. And this is where I think that the score system needs to be reworked, because I kind of want it to be sort of like the more blocks you break, the higher score you have, and there's not like any scoring on the other team. And lastly, I reworked the movement system for the paddles. Now they move on a path, and I think this will be more handy if I ever wanted to add like a 4-player mode and just have the players move on different directions. I think that would be interesting. And that's about all I got done this time around on the game. Let me know if you have any suggestions or anything, leave them down in the comments. Also consider subscribing if you're interested in the development of this game. Just let me know anything in the comments, maybe a tutorial more in depth on how I made just a basic Pong. I could probably do something like that. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and have a good day.